Supernovas Unlimited. I'm Ana Bellinghausen, joined now by Brooke Nuneviller. Brooke, you decided to stay with the Omaha Supernovas. What went into this decision to come back to Omaha?
I feel like I've told so many people this, but a lot of volleyball fans have asked about my experience here in the inaugural season of PVF, and I feel like I've just been very complimentary of just the Omaha organization. I don't know if there's another organization in PVF that handled things as efficiently and gracefully as we did. And so I don't know. I feel like for a first, like I guess in any startup business, like you expect there to be some rough patches, but I was just so impressed with how smoothly things went. Obviously, we won the championship. We had so much talent. I was so impressed with the team that was built last year, and I'm just really excited to see what we can do for the second year too.
Yeah, how cool is it now to have those expectations set already and have okay, we know what this year looked like so we can move forward. Like how awesome will that be to build off of an entire year of experience?
We kept saying last year, when we were starting, it's like, this is such an interesting experience for all of these new people, all the players that were joining the team, because I guess in our previous experience, we had gone to college and we have joined these established programs. They have a culture set, they have returning players, and we didn't have that. No one in PVF had that last year. So we had to build that for ourselves. So I'm really excited that there's, some returners that can set that culture, but I think we set a standard and we'll just grow upon that for the second year.
Yeah, I mean, I know you were one of the first phone calls this organization made, right, to start building this roster in the first place. What kind of culture do you hope to set just with the people that return and also every new addition that will come into Omaha?
Yeah, one of the most important things for me, I feel like when I'm in the gym, is just being surrounded by players and teammates who just work really, really hard. I think from day to day, you can't expect someone to perform 100% like most talent every single day. But if you can just have a group of girls that work hard and, set standards of like no laziness, no messing around, no, just a lot of focus, I think you can build a ton on that. So I feel like that's a good culture. That's a good like ground point to start at. And I think like last year, I have never been more impressed with the group of players that every single one of them were on the same page. So I think we can continue that into next year too.
With your time off, have you had a moment to kind of reflect on the season that it's been and the championship and all that?
I had about a week and a half after May 18th, just kind of go back home to Arizona, be with family a little bit. I was running around a lot traveling for the first couple of days, but then I got to sit, I got to decompress, and I don't know. It's pretty special, pretty incredible what we did. And it's really, really cool to be kind of like a part of the first thing in history of the pro, I guess, like future experience in the States. So I don't know. I mean, people are like, what was it like? It's really indescribable. I feel like it's just such a special moment to be doing it with such an incredible group of people, but also, like I said, to be the first of something as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost hard to see just how monumental it is until we probably look back in 10 years from now and say, this Supernovas team was the very first. And I think one of the coolest moments ever was the reverse sweep in the semifinals. Do you guys still talk about that match?
I feel like that was more surreal to me than the finals. Like it's really, really rare to sweep or to reverse sweep in general, but to do that in a semifinal against like a very, very talented San Diego team, I just remember like there were tears in our eyes after winning the semis. It felt like a championship match. And obviously winning the championship was incredibly special as well. But yeah, that reverse sweep was definitely going to be like a moment in history that everyone will remember.
I know you've been embraced by the fans in Omaha so much. I mean, it's so cool seeing little girls make T-shirts of you guys and posters. Like, this has only been a thing for a year. Did that also factor into your decision to come back to Omaha and just feeling all of that fan support?
Yeah, I mean, I immediately knew when I signed, even last year, before I stepped foot in Nebraska, that we would have a really incredible fan base. And they exceeded expectations throughout the year. I remember before our first match, I was hearing ticket sales and season ticket holders, and it went from like 5,000, 6,000, 10,000. And when I think I heard that we had over 10,000 for our first match. And I'm like, wow, that's a really incredible number. But then you walk outside and you see like all of the Supernovas fans already excited, and they've never seen any of us play together. So I think that just like sets the standard and really just explains how incredible of a fan base that Nebraska has and just how much they love the sport of volleyball in general. So I would say that played a really big role. There's nowhere better, I don't think, in the world to play than the state of Nebraska. So I'm excited to see like how much we can grow next year too.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of growth too, the league itself is growing, adding 3 new teams. How
Mhm.
do you think that'll help just the progression of pro volleyball in the US and just seeing more faces in volleyball here?
Mhm. I think the more we grow, the more people will start to realize like how incredible PVF is. So I think adding 3 new teams is going to be crucial for that growth. It'll also be really cool to expand just in different states, have us be able to travel throughout those states as well. And I honestly, like in the next 5 years, I don't see really a limit for this league, and I'm really excited to see how far it can go.
What have been the impressions from just friends or colleagues that have played overseas and what they've witnessed with the league in America? Have you gotten any feedback or people reaching out about kind of what's been going on with the PVF?
There was actually, I'm really close with my Turkish teammates that I played with in 2023. And I remember they were like, you have to let us know like how the season is, because a lot of them are really excited to have leagues in America. Like they've always wanted to play in the States, and they were really confused why there was never a professional league until now. And so now I feel like in the next few years, once I don't know, they've accomplished what they want to do overseas, or I feel like they kind of had a vision and of what their career would be. But then after that, I feel like all of them are going to want to come play in the States.
Mhm.
And I think by then, like we'll have a very, very established league, like it already is. But in a few years, I don't, like I said, like there's no limit, and I'm really excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, how special is it to be on the forefront of that too? How would you describe people that ask what your experience has been like? What are some of those things that you tell them about Omaha and just this organization?
Just such a well-ran organization. I think from like the top, from our president to our owners who just do a flawless job, to the players that have been recruited and signed to this team, to the staff, to whatever it is. Like there are really like small margins of error, and like I said, that's just really impressive for a first year of anything. Um, and so I don't know. I think I would hear like things about a couple other teams, like they didn't have a couple other things. I'm like, we are just like so well ran over here, like there's just if there's any complaints or anything like that we need, I think it got taken care of really well. So I mean, Omaha in general is just really special, from fan base to owners to whatever it is, but it'll just keep getting better as the league goes on.
Yeah, well, Brooke, I'll leave you with this. What are your biggest goals for this upcoming season, either personally or team wide?
I think a team-wide goal is always going to be, to win that next championship, and I love that we set that first standard the first year. Me individually, I think as a player, mostly I am focused on those team goals, because if you accomplish, what you want to do individually, then hopefully the team goals will happen. I always want to play better than I did the year before. So you can look at stats, you can look at teammateship, you can look at a lot of different characteristics, but I'm just excited to get back in the gym with a new group of girls and some returners as well.
Well, Brooke, thanks so much for the time and can't wait to get you back in Omaha.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.